Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Maria Gonçalves podcast. I'm your host, Maria Gonçalves, and today we have a very special guest. We have Lucas. So, welcome, Lucas.
Good morning. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. So, Lucas, how do you say your last name?
Ilcken, it's an I, but with the capital, it seems like an L. So everybody keeps saying Lucken, but
Okay.
so it's Ilcken.
That's why I asked you to say it, so I
Yeah.
don't say it
Now you
wrong.
try it. I see that you try to avoid it. Try it. Ilcken.
It's, how do you say it again? Lickin?
Il-
No,
Ilcken. No, not lick.
Yolkin.
Yeah, great. That's great.
There
It's
we
not that
go.
hard. It's just an I, but it seems like an L.
Oh my goodness. I really like the name Lucas. I think it's just perfect.
Thank you.
The,
I like
yes,
Maria.
the last name is a little bit hard, but we did it. We did it. So
We,
thank you.
yeah.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to read a little bit about Lucas so you guys get to know him. So Lucas is a 24 years old. Is that correct? Are you still 24?
Yes,
Yes.
I am. I am.
Okay. From Amsterdam, who began his spiritual development in childhood, guided and trained by his mother. In high school, he tried to fit into what's often seen as normal society, but in 2019, he began the journey back to the spiritual life. Lucas sees mediumship not as an end in itself, but as a tool, one that helps both the medium and those they meet to discover their own understanding of spirituality, and in doing so, deepen their understanding of themselves. To learn more about Lucas and his upcoming workshops and events, I'm going to have his website up. So it is hisname.com, but I will have that up for all of you. And he is on Facebook. So I'll have his Facebook link there. And he's on Instagram. So don't forget to give him a follow and go check out his website. So thank you for being here today with us, Lucas.
Thank you for inviting me.
So
It's a
one of the
pleasure.
questions I have for you, because you are such a young media, I'm going to be totally honest. On the
Yeah.
podcast, I have people that are much older, and I think we just kind of like life happens. But how did you get into mediumship and you're already teaching at such a young age?
So, my mother is a medium as well. And when I was young, I used to see spirits physically. And that could be kind of scary, of course, because you were talking to someone and other people would look at you like you were doing weird stuff, but you just thought that you were talking to your friend, for
Yeah.
instance. So my mother helped me how to close that down, but also how to strengthen it in a way. So I was not really doing readings with her, but what we
Yeah.
did, for instance, we had one game where we had a lot of cups, and then she would put them on the table, and we started off with two cups, and then she put a ball underneath one of them. And I would need to
Yeah.
say under which the ball was, and it worked every time. So we were building up the numbers, and I remember this so clearly. I can see my own smell on my face when it worked. But at the end, the table was just filled with the cups, and there was one ball underneath. And I just asked myself, where is the ball? And I knew it every time. It's even with 50 cups on the table. So at
Yeah.
one point, I brought them to my school as well, and I was doing all these intuitive games. But we were also doing spirit art or psychic
Yeah.
art, it's called, I think, with wax on an iron. And then we would
Yeah.
make paintings, and then I would say, "All right, I see a dragon, so I'm really powerful today. And I see this from on my sister's one, so sister, you have this." Um, so in that way, but it was a bit tough because I grew up in Amsterdam, and when you are really sensitive, I didn't really see it as a blessing earlier on. So when I got to develop it further, I now can see it as a blessing
Yeah.
that I am sensitive. But first, it was not a nice thing at all to be sensitive. So yeah, that's how I got into mediumship.
Wow. So how old were you when you saw your first spirit person?
I don't know. I don't know. I remember seeing apparently my sister has a twin sister as
Yeah.
well, and I saw her once as well. But I don't know how old I was, 6, 7. I don't know. I really don't know. Uh, yeah.
So for you, this is just, which I find super interesting. So for you, this is just like, this is normal. Like you grew up as a little kid and you always saw spirit people.
Yeah, it was normal. It was normal at that point. But
Yeah.
when I was in high school, I really tried to stop my sensitivity, and I thought it worked. I thought that I
Yeah.
was really cool guy not being sensitive anymore. So I was going into the wrong direction at all.
Wow.
And I thought I closed down all my senses and that I was tough and fitting in with all my friends. But then I figured that that didn't work. So I got to the Arthur Findlay College, which you obviously know because you have
Yeah.
had many tutors from the Arthur Findlay College on your podcast as well. I went there when I
Yes.
was 22 for the first time, not knowing if I could still do it. So yes, it
Yeah.
was normal for me when I grew up, but I didn't know if I lost it. But when I got there and I gave my first reading, I didn't even
Yeah.
believe my recipient. So I asked her to show pictures and to give me proof of that everything that I said was correct. Because I
Yeah.
saw the man, so I saw someone's grandfather and I saw him really clearly in an outfit as well. And I asked her for the picture because she said I have a picture of him exactly like that. And it was just what I saw. So I thought, whoa, either that is AI or I can still do it. But the week continued like that. So
Yeah.
um, I figured that my sensitivity didn't need to be a weakness, where it was a weakness all my life up till when I was 22. I even moved out of Amsterdam because I
Yeah.
was just too sensitive. I was walking through the streets and I could see them, not physically, but in my mind, and I could feel
Yeah.
it, or I saw people walking next to each other and I thought they're going to break up, or they just broke up, or he's cheating, she's cheating. And I thought, no, I'm going crazy. Why do I think so much? But apparently it
Yeah.
wasn't thinking. I was just tuned into their energies. Whereas now I don't see anything. I don't feel anything with you. And I love
Yeah.
that. I only have it when I want it to be.
Yeah. Oh, I like that you said that because I know a lot of people think we walk around tuning into their energy all day. I can't handle it. No.
Same. Yeah, same. I don't want to say I hate it, but I very much dislike that. And that's what you get when you get all these mediums on television, where they walk around and they're like, "I have your father." I think we are able to do it, but it would be
Yeah.
so exhausting to walk around tuning into the spirit world and into the physical world. No, I don't get none of it. I'm just
Yeah.
walking around and living my life, and that's beautiful to me.
I think it's perfect. I think too the mediums on TV, it's edited, right? So it's heavily edited for TV. I remember even within my own mediumship, just going to the mall was like the most stressful thing because you're walking away and you're like, why am I so angry? Why am I so sad? Why am I crying? I was okay before I went in and now I'm all messed up. So you had those experiences too, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But we just need to be aware of ourselves. And that's why I started my journey, in my opinion, in 2019. Because it was back then when I met my life coach. I met him
Yeah.
in the craziest way. My dad had a boat in Amsterdam and we're renting it out. So we did rent it out and to some guys during Gay Pride. And then
Yeah.
one of those people walked up to me and he said, Lucas, do you see these goods? And I said, yes, I do. He said, do you know that they are always really jealous? And I thought, well, what does he mean? And so I asked him, what do you mean? And he said, you know what I mean. And he walked away and I thought, what is he doing? And then he walked back and he said, he literally said this, you're currently with a psychologist, but you're not really happy with him, so you're looking for a new one. I am a life coach. I can help you if you want to, and you can just pay me whatever you want. You can get it for free as well, but I just need to help you. This was a random guy that I had never seen. He just walked to me after I rented out a boat for him
Yeah.
on Gay Pride. He's now my best friend. He's 61 years old. And he has
Wow.
helped me so much with my self-development because I was really jealous. Just because I
Yeah.
was really insecure, because that's where jealousy comes from. But then
Yeah.
I started to work on my self-development since 2019. I figured that I had a disease as well. My adrenals are not working. So When you get
Yeah.
stressed, your body makes cortisol and your stress disappears. My body cannot make cortisol. So I was always really stressed because my body couldn't handle the stress. But now I have
Yeah.
supplements for it. But the meditation helped me staying alive. Because if I
Yeah.
didn't have, without these pills, I get in a coma. But I only figured that I had that disease a couple months after I had a lot of troublesome experiences. Um,
Yeah.
Plus, I did meditation, and that helped me cool down my brain and help me relax my nerves. So now I just focus on my own breath and on myself, and that is where mediumship should start, in my opinion, with self-development and not with
Yeah.
trying to be special, which is what many people want to be. I think many people want to be a medium because they want to be special. Honestly,
Yeah.
I might be too honest in this, but uh, but you are not special. Mediumship is, like I said to you on Facebook, I needed a plumber last week. I rather have a
Yeah.
plumber coming in my house than a medium. So
Yeah.
everything is as important in this life. This is just something because I'm sensitive and you're sensitive as well. That's why
Yeah.
we can be a medium. But something
Yeah.
else is not less important.
Oh, I agree. I 100% agree. I'll get into debates with people. I'll be like, the garbage man is one of the most important people, the most
Yeah,
important careers. It
yeah.
is because if they don't take out the garbage, then we're going to have rats everywhere. We're going to have disease and we're all going to die. So everybody's position is just equally valuable. One is not better than another. I think too, when you become, I don't know if it's when you become a medium, because I got into mediumship after I hurt my back. And then I started to see dead people, spirit. I was terrified. And then the only thing I wanted to do was get rid of it.
Yeah.
Like, did you find, and like from your story, it sounds like you're like, make it go away. I just want to be normal. I just want to fit in like everybody else. And then you figure out that's part of your soul's calling. You can't
Yeah.
get rid of it because it's who you are meant to be.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Because it was that friend of mine, he's called Frank Gielen, the life coach. And he brought me to the Arthur Findlay College, actually, when I was 22. So I went together with him. So he brought me back into it. Um, but yeah, no, 100%. Well, I didn't want to be a medium. And if I don't want to be a medium tomorrow, I stop. It's that easy for me. But it just feels for me right now like this is my soul calling because I cannot even really explain why I want to do it. I
Yeah.
just get the joy from it. Of course, I like serving other people, but everything you do, you also do for yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm constantly asking myself nearly every day, why do I want to do it? But I cannot find another answer than that it just fulfills my soul. I like being in the power.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Oh, I love being in the power. It's fun. It's almost like a high because you're so relaxed and you're so connected to the spirit world. But it's
Yeah.
like anything, right? Like people that go off and they want to be teachers or doctors or dentists or tutors or whatever they want to be. It's part of their soul's calling. We just happen, our soul's calling just happens to be mediums. That's it.
Yeah, and it is a really tough journey, I think. It's
I
not
think
it's
so. The
yeah.
acceptance, because people are like, what? What happened to you? You're
Yeah.
okay last week. This week you're
Yeah.
talking to dead people. What's wrong with you?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
But I find too, it's not our job to convince people to believe us. But that's hard. I had a hard time with that in the beginning because it'd be like, well, why don't you believe me? Like, did you have a hard time with that in the beginning, Lucas? Or you're just
Um,
like, I don't care.
yeah, no, honestly, like more like I don't care. 'Kay, I also think because in my life I do a lot of things that don't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was vegan for a long time as well.
Yeah.
I can try to convince people to become vegan, but it will not work. I know the spirit world is there. People have their own journey. If you would have asked me 5 years ago, I might would have said, no, I don't believe in it anymore. But I do
Yeah.
know, so that's fine. My brother-in-law doesn't think it's true. Well, that's fine. He's a great guy. He treats my sister right, so I accept him.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, we don't need to walk around trying to convince other people. That would not make any sense because they will try to convince us that we are not making any sense. They don't have the same experiences as us. So it makes
That
sense
is
that they
true.
don't believe it.
That's true. I will say this for myself. When I was studying with different mentors, it was not until I studied with Paul Jacobs and I heard his story of how he used to see spirit, like see spirit in front of him, that I felt normal for the first time because I was like, yes, another medium actually had the same experience that I was having because I think there's so much power in sharing our stories and maybe somebody hears your story and they for that moment feel normal, quote unquote, because it's like they get me. I found someone just like me. Because I think that's important too, to have that validation as we're developing our mediumship and just for us to know, hey, I'm not going crazy. Somebody else had the exact same experience and now you did too. So it's like they can see spirit too. It's not just me. So I love that.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore though. You're still
Yeah.
very normal, but I don't have that anymore though. But yeah, no, definitely. People need to sh people are so silent about their feelings. They don't share anything with other people. That's why I'm an open book.
Yeah.
Maybe because I don't trust anyone, so I would rather tell my own secrets to someone else than someone else sharing my secrets to someone else. So I don't have any secrets. I'm an open book. Because if we are staying silent, many people, like, because we give readings, we hear that a lot of people are in trouble. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't, well, are in trouble, that they are not really feeling well at the moment. Almost everyone has something that they want to work on. But because
Yeah.
they all, when we ask someone, how are you? We say good, right? Because if I
Yeah.
would say to someone bad, it's a bit weird. If I tell the
Yeah.
receptionist at the hotel where I'm at now, bad, she will be like, "Oh, what do I need to do now?"
Yeah.
But we might need to be a bit more open, at least to our friends and those people who are really interested, so that we can see that we are normal. Because we
Yeah.
are all no well, what is normal? I don't think I'm normal. I don't want to be normal. I'm scared of normal people.
I don't think that exists. I think we're all
Yeah.
different and we're all having our own experiences. But you are right. When someone asks you, how are you? I will say fine because if I told you what was really going on, I think I'd
You
scare
don't want
you.
to know. You don't want
You
to
don't want
know.
to know. You're going to run for the hills and be like, no, Maria, too much information. It's like,
Mm.
okay, I'm fine. And that works.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, too, why sometimes people will come for readings because they feel safe to share stuff they wouldn't share with other people. Do you find that?
Yeah, yeah, but we need to be as a medium or psychic in that sense, maybe when you are talking about someone's personal lives, we need to be careful that they are not coming to us instead of a therapist, because we are not a therapist.
I agree.
Yeah, we are the ones who tell them what's happening in their life so that they get a better understanding of their own lives. Um, Yeah, but I do find that as well. But
Yeah.
I see what you mean. It feels nice for them to just share their story with someone.
It
And
feels safe. And then, but I agree with you because then there's ethics,
yeah,
right? Like ethics is super important. I feel
yeah,
very strongly about that in this work. So if somebody is actually really struggling, that we as mediums or psychics guide them to the right resources because we are not, like, I'm not a doctor, not a licensed therapist. And then I just send people where they need to go or suggest, like, maybe check this out or check, because they have free will, right? They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, same. But I think with mediums as well and psychics, that people get out there way too early. And maybe I will think this about myself in 2 years. Maybe. Yeah. But I know that I am doing all my effort to be honest. Also, I have some ethics as well because I am investing a lot of time in studies within the SNU, the Spiritualists National Union, which is an organization that provides education as well for spiritualism. Uh, and underneath that can come medium.
So I am curious about the self-development stuff because we got to go inward and work on loving ourselves and doing all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
So
fair. I also, just one point, I also once got a reading where somebody told me that the name of my girlfriend that I would meet, the color of her hair, where I would meet her, and at that point, me and my ex-girlfriend just broke up. We had a relationship of 7 years. We just broke
yeah,
up. So I was wanting that relationship. And she said,
yeah,
you will meet her in California. Well, I of course thought I need to go to California right now. And that's not a weird
mm,
thought of me. But as a medium as well, if there are mediums watching this who do this, be careful with every word you say. Because
it
the
has
recipient,
weight.
yeah, your recipient listens to the words. So be
Yeah,
careful with what you put out there. Because it can influence someone's life and not for the best. Because I can go to California and then I had this conversation with my cousin as well. And he said, well, future predictions will be really easy in that way if you tell someone that they will have a girlfriend with blonde hair from California. Because
yeah,
someone can simply go to California, get a girlfriend with blonde hair, and then you were
yeah,
correct. But maybe if they would go to China, they would find a real soulmate if that exists.
yeah.
Yeah, be careful with your words. And if you get messages like these, don't listen.
I find if that, I don't even know if that's ever come through in a reading, but if anything predictive comes through that I bring through, I always tell them at the end, you have free will. Like you have free will. This is what I'm getting, and this is what I'm getting for right now, but you have free will to change your mind.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
people forget that part. You have 100% free will. So I am curious, what is your favorite subject to teach and why?
Making the spirit human
Oh,
and making yourself stay human.
yeah.
Because what I often see on the platform, have you ever seen a demonstration of me or no?
Of you? No.
Online or something? No, all right.
Are you
Uh,
online? Do you do demonstrations online?
I do a lot online. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, I'll have
Well,
to sign up
I'm
for
not,
that.
I'm not saying that I'm perfect, not at all. Um, but because we are all a work in progress our whole life. If I'm
True.
like, I spoke with Paul Jacobs about that. I think
Yeah.
yesterday or 2 days before. Even he said I'm still a work in progress. So
Yeah.
we stay like that, and that's true because we are not as close to the spirit world as we can be until we are really dead. So we will
Yeah.
make mistakes. But where I think there's a lot of lack is that mediums turn into this medium when they go on the platform. They do the mediumship rather than they are the medium. So
Yeah.
you can also stand on the platform, be yourself, attune yourself to the spirit world, and then stay yourself. So you will hear me making jokes, not
Yeah.
disrespecting the spirit world, but I do not change a bit if I'm on the platform. I'm exactly like this. I move my hands but there are many mediums who go on the platform and they are talking like me in regular life, and then they are like, I got a man. He's very positive. He's also really funny. Then show that funny side. If that man is really close to you, you need to feel his funny side. If I have an angry lady with me, I become a bit scared, or I become a or I become a bit angry myself. But we need to realize that we are human, but also that the spirit world, it's not an energy. You see it
Yeah.
a lot as well. I have this grandmotherly energy, or mother, or a mother-in-law. No, is it grandmother or is it the mother? Just the mother comes forward to talk to her daughter or to her son or whatever, make it human. If you are there with
Yeah.
a checklist wanting to say their height, their hair color, their whatever, you will not get to the core. I think it's
Yeah.
very, very disrespectful to the spirit world. Because I keep asking myself, what will I tell my medium? Because that story changes every day. But if I come
Yeah.
forward to my dad, I know that I will talk about the business that we own together. When I come to my
Yeah.
sister, I know that I will share some conversations that I had. When my father dies, I know that he will talk about that he drinks 2 liter Coca-Cola per day. If you, if, zero, zero.
Yes.
And that he wants his body to be researched afterwards
Yeah.
because he never smoked and drank. If you are not open-minded, you will never get that.
Yeah.
So it's so disrespectful because I will be standing here shouting at you, give this,
Yeah.
give this information. And you're like, all right, yeah, he's shouting. He has a big mouth, a big nose. He is this length. No, share their story. It's a human being. They are
Yeah.
intelligent. Let them share it. Don't try to share it for them. It's so disrespectful.
So you're talking about just allowing yourself to blend more. But
Yeah.
then isn't that more an advanced medium? Because a beginner medium would be they're this tall and wearing this. Like, isn't that part of development too?
Yeah, well, everything is part of development. So we will all try to stay and develop as much as we can. But the spirit world is always there. It is not that the spirit comes different to a beginner than to an advanced medium. All right, the spirit world knows if I am a beginner or advanced or what stage I am. I don't know how they perceive me right now. I don't
Yeah.
need to. But if I do notice as well in training sessions, I get different types of spirits because they are training me. But there's
Yeah.
just such a big intelligence. So no, I think when as soon as we start, we shouldn't sit there with a checklist saying what they are wanting to share. Um,
Yeah.
I had it the other day in one of my classes. Um, Someone got roller skates. All right, that's pretty good, I think. But she
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, I have rollers." It was a grandmother. Yeah, it was a grandmother. I have roller skates with me. Um, can you understand that? Yes, I can. All right. And she was also really nice. And I said, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. Why is she bringing those roller skates? Because I could see these roller skates as well, because you can tune in with
Yeah.
your students as well. Um,
Yeah.
and I felt there were so many stories. And she went with these roller skates and she talked about it for 10 minutes. How she once fell with the roller skates, how she kept it, how she then threw it away after 10 years, how the grandmother kept smiling, how she held
Yeah.
her hands together. The spirit world is there, giving a roller skate so that you will work with these roller skates, so that you allow the story. And then the medium is just there like, ooh, roller skates. No, I'm not getting in there. She's also really kind. No, it's so disrespectful, really. If I give you fries, I don't want you to say he likes fries. I want you to say he has a fry shop,
Yeah.
right? And he has this story with my dad, for instance. You can talk for 10 minutes, you can talk for hours about it. Um,
Yeah.
just allow that. So I don't think it's beginner or advanced. I try to. I have a class this evening. I will again let the spirit world make them a human being because we are,
Yeah.
of course, it is a bit of our, I think it's a bit of our ego as well in there. We want to be right. We want to
Yes.
talk we want to talk fluently. We know that it is easier to say if someone is nice or not, that someone is talkative or not. But
Yeah.
as soon as you just allow that blending, the spirit world will share their story and the connection will be way pure, and then the healing comes. Because the healing does not come when I say that your father has this and this. The healing will come when I share what he wants to share.
Yeah. That is so powerful. I do agree with that. But just from my own experience in the beginning, probably because I was so scared. So I would hear the roller skates. I would be that student that would be like, yeah, I got roller skates. Okay, I don't want to go any deeper. I'm just super excited I got a yes. Because that's
Yeah.
it too, right? You're just happy someone said yes. You're like,
Of
oh, if I go deep, what if I get a no? Because that I find, I was thinking about this the other day. That is one of the things in the beginning of my mediumship training was the no's. No's are
yeah,
devastating in the beginning. They're scary.
yeah, yeah.
You
No,
agree?
well, I do agree. Yeah, I do agree. But yeah, it's also it's also funny.
Yeah.
It's because at some point you will understand, not saying directly to you,
Yeah.
but I don't think that I'm ever wrong because I get the information from spirit, so I cannot say anything wrong. Only my
Yeah.
words can be wrong, or the recipient doesn't know. I have it
Yeah.
so often that the other day I gave an address to someone, and she said
Yeah.
no. I said, well, you know my name, text me afterwards. And she did, and it was correct. So
Wow.
people just don't know many
Yeah.
things, and therefore they cannot give a yes or no. But I think that's the best piece of evidence when you get a no and it becomes a yes, because you could not
Yeah.
have read it from the other person's mind, because some people
Yeah.
think you read it from their mind. So yeah, of course, we are scared of getting no's, but work on your ego then.
Yeah, because it's the beginning. Because I really feel like when you're a begin, I don't know if it's a beginner medium, but when you're training in the beginning, you have all these eyes on you, right? Because you're in a class and you want to be like the smart one in class. You want to be the, I don't know, you want to get the yeses. You don't want to
Yeah.
get the no's. Like, no, not a no. But I love the way that you said that. I am curious because you said your mom was a medium. So, like, was your mom like holding circles for you, or like, how does that work? Or she's just more of like that support when you have questions?
Yeah. And I also want to say, if you're scared to get a no, you will never get a strong yes. That's something that I always say to people, and you need to think about that one. But it is very true. If you're scared to get a no, you will never get a strong yes, because then you get the address and you will not give it because you're scared to get a no. Then you get the
Yeah.
name, scared to give it, and you will get another yes. So my mother, no, no, she didn't do that. We were going to demonstrations together. Again, I don't know my age there. That was a bit later. I think when I was 8 or 10 or something, that we
Yeah.
were demonstrations together. It was mainly at our house. So we were doing a lot of different things. We would also, if someone went missing, that we saw an alert, we would try to find it. Also,
Wow.
also when we were with my dad as well, my mother would hide somewhere, and I would, with my eyes silenced, would need to find her. So we were doing all these kind of tricks. So it was more training one to one. And what
Yeah.
she did photo reading herself. Now you can get that
Oh, wow.
information from the photo as well, but you can also get it from spirit. I don't know how she did it. I just know that she trained me in a way that I didn't even know it back then. I just figured when I started to talk with people nowadays that it is a bit weird. I thought
Yeah.
everybody had something like that, had a parent like that, but apparently not.
No, no, no.
No.
Like I grew up in a Catholic family, so no, I didn't grow up like that. But I think it's really cool that you grew up like that because I would think that would open up your mediumship more because it's just normal. It's just
Yeah,
normal for you in your household.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I had a big gap in between. I think it is mainly to do with the self-development, but also yes, there needs to be an acceptance, of course. It has always been normal in my life,
Yeah,
especially in my house, it was normal. So yeah,
yeah,
it's different. When I hear stories from other people, it's way harder, of course, when you have experiences where you see or perceive something within your own mind and your parents call you crazy.
yeah.
That that would be way harder, of course. Yeah.
That would be hard. My parents never called me crazy. They were just like, "You good over there? What are you talking about?" And then
Yeah.
it just became, okay, we'll go about our day. But uh I am wondering for mediums that want to get into this work or studies and they feel that soul calling, What would you recommend for them?
What would I recommend for them?
Yeah.
In
Like
what
words
way?
of wisdom, like beginners. Let's pretend we're beginner medium. I really want to do this. I'm watching Lucas on this podcast interview, but I'm scared and I don't know what step one should be.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Okay,
Mm.
maybe two steps.
Two steps, all right. Because I know what I would do if I really want to go for it. What I would say, if you are sensitive and you
Yeah,
want to work on yourself, or you want to see if you can do something, get into a development circle, try something. Um, no, I would not say try it with your friends because I think that's really scary.
yeah,
So find a development circle, message me, message Maria, and then see how it continues. If you are working a little bit with your mediumship already, I would highly recommend to go into the studies of the SNU. It is
mhm,
so great, really. And you get to understand the mechanics behind it, the history of the religion itself, which is a
yeah,
scary word, religion, but
yeah,
spiritualism is really open. Um, so yeah, that's what I would say. Work on your sensitivity through a development circle, or just message one of us because everyone is different. It's just hard for me to
yeah,
say. Like I have many people that I brought onto the SNU studies, but also
yeah,
others that I just talk with, and then it's over. Like if you are sensitive, one of my advices is when I feel myself, and you could do it right now, I can feel like underneath my rib cage or something where your solar plexus is,
yeah,
bit above your tummy button. Um, I feel how I feel. I feel a power within myself and I perceive it as a light, but I feel how I feel. Then if I focus on how I feel in a regular day right now, not focusing on that part, I feel way different. So I know that's the energy of my room. And when
yeah,
you walk around, you will feel that energy of all that around you because your auric field is not stuck to your body, so you don't feel only yourself. So if you are sitting in a train, of course you feel
yeah,
someone else. Of course you are drained, which you said
yeah,
earlier. Of course your energy is drained simply because you don't know what is yours and what is someone else's. So if I
yeah,
sit in the train, I focus on myself and I'm like, oh, all right, that's me. So that's someone else. Because I used to walk into places, I would have pain in my back, in my head, in my shoulders. And
yeah.
now, if I have it, I simply ask, "Do you have pain in your shoulders?" And they're like, "Yes." I'm like, "All right, so it's not mine." Because
That's good.
yeah, because it is that easy. So
It
focus on
is.
this. So everyone is different. I cannot say one thing
Yeah.
in yeah.
I like that. I agree with you. I will share in the beginning. This is like 20 years ago. I tried to do it with friends. It was a really bad idea simply because we're all at the same level and nobody knows what they're doing. I agree with you 100%. A development circle, go research that mentor, see if it feels right for you, that teacher, because you need somebody that's been there to answer your questions, to help guide you, to teach you how to control your energy so we're not picking up everybody's stuff. Because when I do with my friends, I think we just scared ourselves more because
Yeah.
we don't know what we're doing. And we're all
Yeah.
think we know what we're doing. And it's like, no, not a good idea.
Oh, and now that you say that, actually be aware with the development circles as well, because you can have a bad tutor as well. Because again, there, everybody can be a tutor. So be
Yeah.
aware, just feels what feels right for you. I would say I am in the committee of the Spiritualists National Union International, SNUI. That is an international platform that offers studies online, but also so only classes.
Yeah.
So not really studies, but they have courses like a 2 hour course. It
Yeah.
costs, I think, £2 a month.
Yeah.
And then you can have as many classes as you want on a day, but they are only trained. They are only certificate holders of the SNU or diploma holders. So these are really trained professionals. So if you want
Yeah.
to get into a development circle, just try it online from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of money, but then you get to work on your sensitivity in a community that is really safe. Yes, that's a
Yeah.
better one than just going to a random development circle, actually, because I hear bad stories about that as well.
I think too, and this just from my own experience, because I've been in a bunch of different development circles. If you join something and it doesn't feel right, it's okay to leave. Don't get pressured by your friends to stay because everybody else, but they're really nice. It's like, well, it doesn't feel right for me. And I think a lot of people stay in different development circles because they feel like they have to.
Yeah.
And there's so many out there. So if one, oh my goodness, the amount of skipping I did over the years is like, yeah, I've been here 2, 3 weeks, doesn't feel right. Go to the next, doesn't feel right. And then you find something. So I think giving yourself permission to feel if it feels right or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And if it feels right in the beginning, then you start it, and at some point it might not feel right anymore, then you move on. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, yeah, and if the tutor doesn't respect that, then it's not a great tutor.
Yeah. I've been very lucky. I've had incredible tutors throughout my journey. One of them being Paul Jacobs, who the highest respect for him. I learned so much with him. So just shout out to Paul. And I just want to say thank you for your time, Lucas. It has been amazing hanging out with you. I've absolutely loved it. I am going to have Lucas's website up. Do you have any events coming up, or do you want me to just send people to your website to check out the upcoming events? Anything you want to share right now?
I'm not really good with holding my websites up to date, actually. So you can better just check my Facebook. I only have in-person events coming up, I believe, and I have a lot of online demonstrations. Um,
Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm going to have his information up. You guys go check it out. I'll have his Facebook up, his Instagram up. Don't forget to give him a follow. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time today, Lucas.
Thank you, Maria, for your time as well and for inviting me. It was great.
It was great. Okay, goodbye, everybody.